guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Ellen and I talk about all things houseplant related. I upload new videos every Tuesday, so don't forget to hit that subscribe button to make sure that you get updated on all my new videos. So then guys, I thought it'd be really fun today to show you some plant updates and show you lots of new growth, how some of my plants are doing. And yeah, that's basically what I thought we'd do today. It's going to be a bit more of a chilled out video compared to some of my others. We'll have a bit of a chat about some of the plants, I'll show you some of the growth and that sort of thing. If you like this sort of content, do make sure that you give my video a thumbs up, just to let me know that that's the kind of thing that you're after, really. Don't forget to leave any comments down below if you have any thoughts on anything today, or if there's any plants that you really like. Or think that have been growing really well. I will do my best to insert like clips where I can to make sure that you see what the plants look like before and what they are like now, because not all of these have been massively filmed in the past. However, a lot of them would have been on my houseplant tour that I did a couple of months ago. So yeah, that should be great. If you hear the rabbits making noise today, I do apologise. Where I've moved the room around this morning, they tend to spend a lot of time exploring and they're not overly happy by some of the bits that I've moved. So yeah, but they'll be fine. They'll soon find their feet. But lovely. Right, let's get on with the video. Right, so the first plant I'm going to talk to you about today is my Calathea White Fusion. So this guy has taken some getting used to on how to look after it. So I don't know if you can see just there, but yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous. I will insert a picture just up here somewhere on the screen of what this looked like when I first got it and how it's sort of grown since, really. So it's got some really nice variegation on it now. This leaf here in particular has gone really white, which is really pretty. And then yeah, these ones are quite mixed, which I really enjoy, and it has grown quite a bit. So obviously it's very small. I've learned that it really likes moisture, so I've currently got it sat on this bed of stones and I keep those really moist, and then when it comes to watering it, I actually just fill this up to pretty much the rim that you can see there that goes around the pot, and it just keeps that water nice and moist. And I probably water it, I think I probably water it properly once a week, so give it a really nice bit, but I will top up the water in the stones again during the week as well, so it probably gets roughly 2 waters a week. And yeah, then I do spray it as well. Now a lot of people have say that using spray bottle, so one of these misters like this, doesn't actually do much to the plant. However, I find, especially with my Calathea and also with my Syngonium as well actually, that this really does help and create, yeah, some really nice moisture there. And I do actually also have a jar of water sat behind it as well. So I really do try and keep as much humidity to this plant as I possibly can, because it really is a high humidity loving plant and I don't have a humidifier. So I am looking at potentially getting one at some point, but I'm trying to do the best that I can without one at the moment. But yeah, so that's my Calathea White Fusion, so that's doing really well, really happy with it. So yeah, that's the first one. So then I've got my beautiful Monstera deliciosa here. Now this plant is absolutely huge. Once again, I'll pop a picture of what it used to look like up on the screen for you when I first got it. Now this is probably one of my oldest plants. I've had this for quite a long time now. But the growth on it is just crazy. It just keeps pushing out leaves. I think this one at the back here is the newest leaf. So I have actually moved it today into this position, so I'm hoping that a little bit of sunlight coming in from the side from the window here is going to just help push a little bit more growth out, because it was the other end of the room and I think that was just causing it to slow down a little bit. So hopefully having it over here next to the window will really help push a little bit more growth. But yeah, I mean, as you can see in comparison to the picture I think the picture's probably taken from about a year ago maybe. Yeah, about a year. So they do grow really fast. And the pole that this one is on now is actually a larger pole. So the pole that you will see in the picture up on the screen is probably around here, this point here. So this is a larger pole that I've got. But yeah, so it's really growing. And obviously I have had to bring it in quite close because I really don't want it to get knocked or damaged. So yeah, that is my beautiful Monstera deliciosa. Now I do sit it up on a stool in a basket because of the rabbits, so that is why it's elevated. If I had the space, and hopefully once again looking into the future I will do, I probably will start to move away from using too much of the pole and let it spread out a little bit and really let it go wild. But yeah, it's definitely one of my favourites and I just love watching it grow. So there are actually two plants, both the Syngonium and the string of hearts, that I'm going to talk to you about here, but we'll start with the variegated string of hearts. I did a video a little while ago about the repotting of this and taking some cuttings and things from it. So I will link that video up in the iCard if you haven't seen it already. And that's one of the main reasons why I wanted to talk to you about this today, really. So I think that when I potted up those cuttings, that it was actually probably a tad too early and it would have been better to leave them to root just a little bit longer. However, it's not doing too bad. So right down here is where these cuttings go to, and the same at the sides here, and some of the growth that's coming through at the end here is looking really great, and I'm really actually quite happy with how that's looking at the ends. However, this one here, for some reason, has got some dried leaves that are falling off, and also up to the top of these, some of the leaves are going. Some of them are okay, but yeah, it wasn't looking too happy when I very first potted it up and let it sort of do its thing for a little while. So I did have to up the watering on it for quite some time to just make sure that it was getting the same level of water as it was before. And luckily that hasn't impacted the main plant that was already there, so I'm quite happy about that. But yeah, so the variegation on it's still really good, and there's actually some more really nice growth. As you can see, it's quite long, coming through at the bottom here as well. So that's really cool, and I'm really happy with how that's looking and growing and coming along. I have actually taken, if I pop that guy down, I have actually taken some more cuttings from it, which are in my little jar here. So these are just some more bottom cuttings that I have actually taken again. So this guy has now been cut twice. So once again, yeah, once these are done, I am letting them root a little bit more. I don't know how well you can actually see in there. But yes, there's some really nice roots running through there now. However, I would like to leave it a little bit longer. Really happy. I was worried that I was going to lose some of the variegation, so I have actually moved it from my hexagon shells just over to here because obviously it's a variegated one. I just really wanted to make sure that I kept that variegation. I will actually just quickly jump over to my other string of hearts, which isn't variegated. This one here. Now, when I bought this one, I don't actually know if I have a before photo of what this looked like when I got it or not, but it was probably about here when I bought it, and it didn't cost me very much at all. It was a couple of pounds. And all of this at the bottom is completely new, and as you can see, sorry, it's absolutely thriving. Yeah, some of the, I mean, it looks really sparse at the top, and I appreciate that it's not a very full plant, but I'm quite excited. I think once those cuttings are done, I've got some other cuttings growing under there at the moment as well, but I will probably give this a good trim, probably back to where it was about here really, once it's got some nice growth on it, and then, yeah, just keep repotting, and then hopefully soon I will have two really nice full string of hearts. They are one of my absolute favourite plants. So yeah, always really happy to have those on the go. Let's get on to my Syngonium. Now, this guy, or this girl, this beautiful, beautiful plant is absolutely chucking out growth. Now, I've had this plant for, I will correct myself on screen if I'm wrong, but I want to say no more than 3 months. And it's just absolutely stunning. I love it, and I can't believe how quickly it is growing. So when I bought it, once again, I will pop a picture up on the screen. I think it was around here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, about 5 leaves on it. So it was all the way down to here, and it was extremely beautiful. And one of my favourite leaves is actually this really tiny one right down the bottom here. I will bring you in and do a close-up in a minute. But yeah, and actually all these 5 leaves have come through in 3 months. Now that is absolute craziness. I can't believe it. I'm actually going to need to get a new pole for it soon as well. I can't believe that that's all. I'm already saying that, to be honest. But yeah, another beautiful leaf around the side here. But yeah, and the variegation is actually picking up. I don't know if that's because it's in the window or whether it's just because it's changing the slight direction of where it's growing from. But yeah, these are getting more and more variegation on them as the days go on. So I'm thankfully, this one here has got a bit more green than the one before, because I was slightly worried because this one did come out quite white. and I really don't want to lose any leaves. It's actually, dare I say it, I think taken over as my new favourite plant. Yeah, that's how much I love it, so really super happy with that. So yes, just bringing you over into the window then, I just wanted to talk to you about my Hoya Crinkle 8. Now this guy, I'm not really wanting to talk to you today about the growth on it, although it has grown a little bit, but it has recently stopped. However, saying that, there is new growth coming through right there, which is really great. That is the first sign of really brand new growth that I've seen since this guy had mealybugs, which I can say has completely gone. So my method that I posted up really does work. So please do go and check out that video if you have got any mealybug issues. I was actually at my mum's yesterday helping her get rid of one of her mealybug issues. So yeah, hopefully I've managed to do the same for her. But I've now successfully managed to get rid of mealybugs twice on my own plants, and hopefully a third time with mum's as well. But yeah, so I'm really actually quite happy to see that bit of new growth coming through there. That's really exciting. However, I did just want to say that with mealybugs there's always going to come a slight bit of damage. It's really hard to be able to not really. And I just wanted to show you that these wrinkly leaves here, look, no matter how much I water this plant, those wrinkly leaves do not go away. And I think I've got about 1, 2, 3 of them. And it's actually on the spine that was highly infested with mealybugs. And you can actually, I'll try and do a bit of a close-up for you later, but you can actually see some of the damage down here from where the mealybugs have really been at this guy. So I'm not surprised that he's a little bit damaged and a little bit upset really. But yeah, I just wanted to sort of show you him today and basically just say that, you know, that method really did work. So please don't give up if you get mealybugs. Like, it really can survive and they really can thrive again afterwards. So I actually think that that might be another bit of new growth coming through there as well. So fingers crossed they will start growing now. Obviously with the sun coming through. Just make sure that's stood up properly. Obviously with it being in such a high light situation, this is my only Hoya that actually isn't under the grow light, mainly because I just really love it in this position in the window. I think it looks really pretty, and obviously it gets loads of light from outside, so it doesn't really need the grow light. But yeah, so that is the Hoya Crinkle 8. So I just wanted to quickly talk to you about my Monstera. So I am slightly concerned about this guy at the moment. I think, don't get me wrong, this looks very nice and healthy, and I'm really happy with the variegation on it and everything. Let me just come in and show you that. Hopefully this is zooming in nicely on there. If not, then I will overdo this with another clip. However, I'm really worried because the soil isn't drying out. Now, this is the soil that I've used on all my other Monsteras. Really nice big chunky bits. However, I didn't put quite as much perlite in this mixture, and I'm wondering if that is the main reason why it just isn't drying out. I mean, I literally haven't watered this since I've got it, and it is really wet, and I'm really worried that I am rotting the roots and that they are just breaking off. So what I've decided to do is I have purchased some soil from Soil Ninja. So this is their Monstera and Philodendron mix. By no means is this a sponsored video. I just have had this recommended to me highly, and yeah, it's meant to be a really good mixture. This has got cocoa coir, worm castings, coarse pumice, activated charcoal, bark and perlite. So it is 30% cocoa coir and 30% bark, and then 10% of the other 4 to make up this mixture. Now it feels really barky and really great and really dry, so I'm really looking forward to getting it potted up into this. And what I'm also actually going to do, hence why I haven't done this just yet, is I am going to go and buy a terracotta pot, I think, to put this in, and I'm going to get it done today. So I'm going to whip out after this video and go and get a terracotta pot to put it in, and hopefully that will just help with that. I really don't want to rot these roots, and I'm really worried that they are already going. So yeah, really going to get that done quick now. It's been a week and I have been keeping an eye on it. We have been moving the soil around, trying to air it out, but yeah, I am really worried about that. So I just thought I'd give you a heads up and sort of let you know really, and that is one of the updates today. But it is living down here on top of my terrarium, which seems to be doing really well. So yeah, quite excited with that in that position. I'm actually just going to come and bring you in down here and just quickly show you my terrarium. So apologies for the dirtiness on there, it just needs a bit of a clean over. So yeah, I just thought I'd show you that this is actually doing quite well. Now unfortunately, my lovely begonia that I had at the front here did die. It just, unfortunately, I just feel like it was quite different to the rest of the plants and just didn't enjoy it at all and wasn't liking the same sort of watering routine as the rest of them. However, everything else in here is absolutely thriving. It's doing really, really well. And if I just move, sorry, just move that off there a second. I'll just lift the lid for you. So yeah, there you are. It's doing really well. So I did put the rest of this in there really, because I don't know if you remember, but I did actually break that down on the day. So I have put that in there now. But yeah, the fern in the middle is doing really well. The ivy's doing incredibly well. Down there somewhere, sorry, is my peperonia. It's starting to get a bit hidden, but it's actually doing really well, and it actually looks like it's got a lot of new growth off there as well. Yeah, and then my other peperonia to the side here is doing really well. I did actually notice the other day that that started to get a bit wrinkly, so that was kind of my indication that it needed watering. So I kind of tend to go by that one, and then the rest of them seem to quite enjoy it. So yeah, so that's just a little quick update on that one there for you. Right, really quickly, I've managed to get this into a position where it's not pulsing, so I'm hoping that you can see, but I just wanted to show you the setup really on here. So the whole top shelf up here is all Hoya, and we're mainly going to be talking about the Hoya carnosa here. Hoya carnosa compacta, sorry, here today. So I'm going to bring you in really close and just show you the new growth on this guy. This guy has, don't get me wrong, it doesn't look any longer at the moment. I will insert a picture next to it here of what this looked like when I first bought it, or one of my first pictures that I popped on Instagram. And yeah, it's pretty much the same length. However, the last I want to say 3 weeks it's been under this grow light, and it is the first time that I have ever had new growth from it, and I'm so excited. So to start off with, I'm going to show you in here. So it has had that guy there. If you can see that, my finger's in the way, but yeah, so this here is a whole new shoot, and down here is a new leaf already, so that's where it's coming from. Unfortunately, the other leaf, the other side, did break. Sorry, it's not the best view, but yeah, so I'm really quite happy with that and how it looks. I think that's really exciting, and that does probably mean that I'm actually going to get a third stem coming out, so hopefully that will come in the middle here, which will look really great. So yeah, so that's the new growth at the top there. I've then got on here, yeah, I've then got just there, nice little bit of growth there. That's just, I've only noticed that this morning, so that's just about to start coming through on this leaf here. However, I'm not actually seeing anything at the end yet, and that actually was really dry on the end there. And actually broke off, so yeah, a bit concerned about that. However, hopefully we will get a new shoot from somewhere here, or maybe it's just going to break away here now, and then that will be the new sort of position of it. But yeah, sorry about the focus on this, guys, it just takes a minute for it to adjust. However, then going down onto my long stem here, let's find all the bits. So those two, just turn it around a second. These two leaves here, 1, 2, they are brand new, as you can see by how shiny they are. They've curled in on themselves, which is quite interesting, and they feel really soft at the moment and shiny. But yeah, they're 2 brand new leaves, and there's also a brand new leaf coming through there. They do look really weird when they come through brand new. They look like almost fuzzy and like they're not like a good plant, but but they are, I promise. But yeah, so they're going to be really great coming through there. Then if I work my way up here, right at the end, I've also got 2 brand new leaves, which is very exciting. Now this has, sorry, helps I actually keep the camera in place. Now this has actually, I think, just decided to grow off at the side there because the end wasn't growing and had dried over. So that little white spot in the middle there, I think, is where the new growth. Yeah, so that there is probably where the new shoot is going to continue from. Hopefully that will grow really nicely now under this light, and it will continue down. Like I said, yeah, I'm just so excited because this thing literally has never grown, and I've had it for like a year. So yeah, super excited that that's now coming through, and I just love look how fuzzy they are when they're new. They're so cute. I wasn't going to talk to you about this plant necessarily today. Oh. This guy over here, but this is my other plant that had mealybugs that I said that I also saved, and the same here. I have actually got a few of these sort of wrinkly leaves and stuff going on. But I have, for the first time, if I can find it, oh yeah, it's up here, got some new growth since the mealybug issue. So that's just this one, if I can focus it, here as well. So yeah, it's really funny because they do grow, literally look like really woody and horrible and hairy. But yeah, they obviously grow into these beautiful, beautiful leaves. So yeah, and I think I might also be about to get just there on the tip, but I'm not 100% sure, so we will see how that goes. Focus. But yeah, so that's my my Hoya Carnosa Princess. So yeah, really excited about that one. That actually does need a drink. I've given it a drink this morning, but it needs a bit more there. It's feeling quite thin, and as you can see, they go really thin and bendy, and they do go quite wrinkly when they need watering anyway. But yeah, those ones that I showed you at the beginning, they really are just quite damaged, these ones here. So that is why those ones are particularly wrinkled. But yeah, the rest of it's doing really well and really thriving, and as you can tell, because of the new growth. So sorry guys, I am aware that this video is probably getting quite long now, so I just wanted to show you my Marble Queen here, which is doing really well. This is my pothos, and actually this guy once again wasn't growing for ages and was a bit ridiculous really, and I actually ended up getting another one which I've got upstairs, which is absolutely thriving and growing really well. Really happy with it. But I actually put this in the window in my kitchen and it's doing really well, so really happy with that. However, I've actually just got it out of the macrame hanger to show you, and I've just broken it. Can you see there? I've just broken it right where the new growth, I was literally, that's broken through a new leaf and an old leaf. So not very happy about that at all. So I'm actually just probably going to cut it down here, take that leaf off, propagate the other one, and then hope that some new growth grows out soon. So yay, that's great. Just as it was doing really well. But literally in the last month, it was probably like up, all of these are new leaves. I reckon it was probably up about here, and all of that has grown in like a month, maybe 2. So it's absolutely crazy. So yeah, I just really want to show you that guy quickly. Great, so then I am just going to finish up on my Monstera Sonia. I'm going to show you both of them because they are both doing really well. But this one here in particular is really enjoying being sort of back here in this situation. It was over the other side over here behind me against that wall. But like I said, obviously I've moved my room around today. So I have just placed it in this position here, which I think is going to do really well. And I've just secured the pole to the unit there. I don't know if you can see that high up, but I actually had to double this pole up because of how tall it was growing, and I don't want to go onto the walls too much because it's just going to be a nightmare if we do ever move to try and take it off the wall. So I am trying to limit doing that as much as possible. But yeah, brand new leaf at the top there, another one going out here. Now, yeah, I'm going to pop up a picture of what this guy looked like when I guess when I first got it. It was up in the corner of my room on top of my wooden shelves, and it was traipsing all over the walls. I then cut it right back to like down here, and it used those cuttings in my other one that I'm going to go and show you in a minute, which is doing really well as well, which is really cool. And then it has now grown all of this in the space of about 4 or 5 months, which is crazy. And I have actually noticed that I've also got a third stem coming up here. So this is a new leaf there. They are quite small though, so I'm hoping they're going to get a bit bigger. And then I might take 1 or 2 cuttings again soon just to repot in here, because I really do want this pole to sort of almost be hidden by it. And I was hoping that this one was going to grow up a bit quicker in the middle here and have like a third section. But like I said, it has got new growth coming through there, but it is quite small. So yeah, not ideal with that one really. We'll go through and check out my other Monstera before we finish. And then finally guys, I'm not going to try and attempt to get this out of the hanger because it's pretty sort of twisted in there now, but this is my other Monstera Sonia, which is the cuttings from my other plant which I told you about, and it is just doing so ridiculously well in this window. I can't even believe it. I will just pop, if I just move back here, I will just pop a picture up to the side here of what it looked like when it first got potted up from cuttings, and I will also try and insert for you when I actually did this. I have a feeling that it was maybe like 6 or 7 months ago. I think I did a video on it. I think it was one of my first propagation videos on here. So yeah, I will go back and check that out and let you know, because it's quite cool to see the time differences. But yeah, I actually can't get over how much this has grown. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I think there's another 6, a 6th one back there as well. So that's 6 different growth points, which is absolutely insane. Yeah, as you can see, they've all got new growth coming off them, if I can focus it without it swinging around. So there's new growth on that one there, new growth on this guy down here, another new growth on this guy here. Oh, look at it, it's such miserable weather out there today. And I've got to go out in a minute. And that hasn't got any new growth just now because this leaf here has just opened. And then yeah, back there somewhere. But yeah, so that is my other Monstera, guys, which is just absolutely stunning. Right, so I hope you enjoyed that today, guys. Just going through my updates and the plant growth and everything. I really enjoyed doing it, and it's one of the videos that I actually really enjoy watching on YouTube, is where people just go through and talk about their plants and show you growth and things like that. So hopefully this will give you a bit of an insight into how plants grow, how quickly some of the plants can grow, and the ones that take a little bit longer. I did try to mention obviously ones that have changed situation and that has helped them to grow, like my Hoya compacta. So being under that grow light has really helped it. I don't think I would have seen any growth by now if I hadn't have done that. And yeah, so, and also obviously showing you that some of the things that I've done have actually worked, like my terrarium's really happy and going really well. My 2 plants that have had the mealybug issue, that system that I used in that video that I put up, that is all that I did for those plants. I didn't do anything different, and yeah, they are completely clear now and really thriving. So yeah, really happy about that. So yeah, let me know in the description down below if you enjoyed the video today. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this kind of content, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.